Oh man, a little bit messy in here. What's up guys, it's BNH the producer, coming at you with a video from my place of employment. So what I wanted to talk about today was actually introduce myself to you guys following my channel. My name is Brandon Hudson. I still work a 9-to-5 job. One of my interests is obviously music and gaming, but I've actually turned a lot towards my music career, or try to make it a career. So that's why I started this channel. My music credits, I've actually done songs with Cocaine, with Nocturnal, Glasses Malone. So I do have some credits to my name, but I haven't actually made any actual financial gain from any of this. So, for me, it really was to try to start and actually turn this into something, not just a hobby, to actually turn it into a career. So where did we actually start? So me and my brother, back in 1998, I am dating myself. I know, I understand. See, back in 1998, you couldn't just go out and just really buy music equipment. I was only, 14 at the time. We had the one computer in our room. That's back then, back when not everybody had a computer in their house. You know what I mean? It sounds strange today because everybody has their own computer. But we had one computer in the house, and we came across this program. I don't even remember how we even found out about it, but at the time it was called Fruity Loops. Now today it's actually called FL Studio. So once we found FL Studio, we started messing with it. This is before the age of VSTs and where it was easier to just download sounds and everything. So it had some stock sounds to it, and we did our very best with what was actually provided for us. But it gave us a chance to actually learn how a DAW works, learn how to make beats, learn how to program drums, learn how to manipulate bass, how the synths work. So we learned a lot, and we were using that all the way up until about 2004, 2005. When by then we had graduated high school, and we had started working jobs, and we were actually afforded to get more stuff. Now, of course, around this time, the MPCs are already out, but we didn't really know that much about it. We weren't sampling at this particular point. We were still using FL Studio. We did eventually come across Reason, and we started using Reason from about 2005 all the way to about 2011, 2012. We made so many beats on that program. The Reasons is still a very, very good program. I know it's transferring more into a plugin these days. I don't know if it still have standalone Reason as a standalone DAW, but it's still very, very good. It had everything you really needed to get started. And then we eventually found Machine, and we've been using that pretty much ever since. So we've had quite a journey as far as learning how to use different DAWs. And once we learned how FL Studio way back in 1998, every DAW it's pretty much almost the same. It was really easy to use once we learned how to use that. FL Studio has evolved so much. Now you have so much new features, so much technology has changed altogether, where you have VSTs, pretty much everything you can have. I mean, there was a point where we go to my homeboy Jay Real's house, and his homeboy Smith, he bought studio equipment. So we used to just go over there, and we would have another DAW that we used. He had Innuendos, which is pretty much Cubase. It's damn near the same thing, and we would make beats on there using. They had a motif that he had bought, and he had an MPC on the side, but we didn't really know how the MPC worked. We didn't know how to sequence it with everything. We didn't know anything about that. We didn't know how MIDI really worked at the time. So we didn't really use that. We just recorded it straight into to any window, and then we would use the rewire function on FL Studio and do the drums in FL Studio, and then just import it over. So now when we fast forward to today, like I said, we're using Machine, I also now have the MPC-1. Always wanted to use MPC-1. Always wanted to use MPC in general, but I was very scared of learning it because I've gotten so used to using the computer. And it was actually a really easy transition for me to learning it, and I'm actually enjoying it a lot. I feel like I'm more creative with it. I feel like the sound is different. The sound is just, it's really hard for me to explain, but for producers who understand what I'm talking about, there's a difference between working with FL Studio and then working with a piece of hardware, especially the Akai MPC line. I would love to get an SP1200, but that thing is incredibly expensive. So I will look into other pieces of hardware going down the line. A couple things I've learned in my process. I have worked with some groups locally. I guess what I've definitely learned is make sure whoever you're working with is taking this as serious as you are. They have the same goals that you will do, because everybody has their own goals. Everybody has their own what they really want to do as far as the music. Some people are doing it just for a hobby. Some people really want to blow up and be the next big thing. If that's their goal, and then you guys share that same goal, work towards it. If this is a hobby, don't put so much effort into it if it's just a hobby. For me, I want it to turn into more than just a hobby. I actually want to do this for a living. So you will be seeing a lot more videos such as this one, and then more of a vlog style kind of environment. Will it be at my place of employment? Probably not all the time. I have to make use of all the time that I have. So I'm putting as much effort as I humanly possibly can into showing you guys things, different aspects of how to make beats, what to use, what I have learned from buying certain stuff, what stuff you actually need. And you will be surprised how, over the years, technology has really changed the game on how to make beats. You do not need a bunch of stuff. I'll definitely go over that in a video, because I think a lot of newbies get really overwhelmed. I'll also give my opinion on the resurgence of hardware. Hardware is coming back in a big way. But yeah, I hope that explains a little bit about me. I probably forgot some things. One of the things I do need to mention, I do have a partner. My brother is part of our Twin for Twin Beats LLC. But for this particular channel, it's just going to be focusing on my end of my half of the beats and production. Thank you guys for watching. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button. Definitely appreciate your support, and I'll catch you guys next time.